Let's start off with a very simple question. Who is the best hockey player in the world? All right, say it out loud. 1, 2, 3. Whose name did you say? I'm positive that most of you said Connor McDavid, but I'm just as confident that a bunch of you said, it's still Sidney Crosby. Worth mentioning, the reigning MVP in the league, Taylor Hall. The funny thing about the best player in the sport conversation is even though the players didn't ask to be in it, it is directly their fault. If they weren't so good, we wouldn't be talking about them. But the conversation is so fickle. Obviously, there was the ridiculous Hart debate just a few months ago. Connor McDavid is the best. Yes, but Taylor Hall was the most valuable. Austin Matthews has a hot opening week and people go, maybe he's the best. McDavid has one incredible game against the Jets in which he broke an NHL record and people go, never mind, it's him again. Previewing the Oilers game against the Penguins, people go, Sidney Crosby doesn't even have a goal yet. Ha! He has clearly passed the torch. But as he so often does in these moments, Sidney Crosby once again says, I am your father, you are my son, kiss the rings. So let's talk about this thing called the torch. Because last night I tweeted that people were trying to take away the torch from Sidney Crosby for about 6 years now. And the reason I picked 6 years is this particular tweet that has become infamous in hockey Twitter lexicon. From Sam Karkidi. Again, I think a national TV audience saw Crosby pass the baton to Giroux as NHL's best player. Hashtag not a homer. I'm gonna change my Twitter bio to hashtag not a homer. And there was a little bit of recency bias there. After all, the Pittsburgh Penguins had just lost to the Philadelphia Flyers in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Claude Giroux was ridiculously good. He still is ridiculously good. He had over 100 points last season. But as Mike Babcock said last week, Sid still got those 2 Olympic gold medals and those 3 Stanley Cup rings. Now, hockey is a team sport. Sidney Crosby has never won a Stanley Cup. The Pittsburgh Penguins have won a Stanley Cup. He gets a ring, he gets to hoist the thing above his head. Sometimes he even gets named MVP of the playoffs, but the Penguins, the team, win the cup. You take Sid off the Penguins, you put Connor McDavid in his place, you get McDavid and Malkin as your 1-2 up the middle. How do you think the Penguins do? My mind immediately goes to, oh my goodness, they're so much better. They're clearly better because McDavid is clearly the best player. And again, it's not McDavid's fault that the Oilers haven't been able to do what the Penguins have done over the past few years. Heavens no! You can't use team accomplishments to talk about individual achievement, but I think that's where I falter a little bit as a hockey fan, because Sid is Sid. He does stuff like this all the time. When they were talking about Sidney Crosby having no goals heading into this game, you knew he was gonna score. And he gets not 1, but 2 goals in this one, including the overtime winner, and he walks out of the building with 2 points and Ryan Strom's ankles. He is both clutch and merciless. The Penguins might be a bird, but Sidney Crosby is a cold-blooded reptile. And look, sports talk is about debate. That's what we're doing right now. I'm sure that's what you're gonna do in the comments. But the problem with the who is the best conversation, in this case Sidney Crosby versus Connor McDavid, we have to criticize one or the other, don't we? You might be like, well, no, we gotta compliment both. Yeah, you're still gonna compliment one over the other. And I always get uncomfortable in these conversations because why? Can't they just both be amazing? And then I think, no, actually, you know what? This is sports. There can be only one winner. In a lot of ways, Sidney Crosby is like Batman. He's very mysterious. He always wears black. He's got all this cool equipment. Malkin is, in some ways, his Robin. How are you calling Malkin Robin? He won the Conn Smythe. Sometimes Robin has to take over for Batman. That's what a good sidekick does. And he's had this Batman versus Joker thing going on with Ovechkin forever. And you never get sick of watching Batman and Joker go at it, do you? And in some sort of sick way, they need each other. They complete each other. But every now and then, a new adversary comes along. A Bane, if you will. And I think that makes some sense. Bane kind of comes in a little bit later in Batman's career. You take a look at what Bane does and what Batman does, and you go, who would win in a fight? And most people, rightfully so, go, Bane. And Bane gets up and he makes his speech. I couldn't have won the scoring title without my teammates. You know, the stereotype of supervillains and their cliche answers. And McDavid rocketing up the scoring race, and Sidney Crosby sitting there with no goals and 5 assists is like the backbreaker. But like so many times before, all the time, every time, Batman crawls out of that hole to beat the Oilers in overtime. I think I have a compromise. I want to know what you think. Connor McDavid is the best hockey player on planet Earth, but Sidney Crosby still carries the torch. I know that doesn't make perfect sense, but if you think about it, it kind of does. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with that, and you're going to say McDavid is the clear new torchbearer for hockey, for the NHL. And you might be right, but you got to admit, Batman still got it. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. My name is Steve Dangle, and a question for the comment box down below. You get to pick one player to win one game. You have a choice between Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby. Who do you pick?